This is embarrassing. 28-13. Boston College. It's been beating the fire out of Florida State all night. Florida State comes out here and, for whatever reason, thinks that, Boston College is just whatever. The quarterback play has been bad. Oh, my Lord. Here we go. Look at this. He might get a touchdown. Jeez. I wouldn't blame him if they did. Jeez, dude. This is at home for Florida State, by the way. What an embarrassment. What an absolute embarrassment. They had an opportunity here to try to recover from how they were the Florida State's previous loss. Somehow they're 0-1, still ranked in the top 10. It wasn't in my top 10, but man, this is this is terrible. What's up, RJ? What's up, Johnny? So I looked at it a minute ago, and Florida State has 21 rushing yards. 21. Accent for a friend. It's currently 28-13, but it looks like Florida State. Looks like Boston College is about to score again. For those of you who don't know how bad Boston College is, hit that thumbs up. Thanks, Pastor Dave. For those of you who don't know how bad Boston College is, I was sitting here looking at it on my phone going back. They haven't had a season where they have won more than 7 games since, I think I went all the way back to like 2011 or 2008 or 9 or something like that. I mean, dude, this is wholly embarrassing. I mean, there is no other reason for this. They get down. Florida State was trying to mount a comeback. They get down. It's 4th down and 5. They're going to go for it. And what does the lineman decide to do? He decides to basically just kind of dump truck punt this guy and flip him on his head. I mean, it looked like he got hit by a train. It just spun him around. And so, of course, they call that penalty. Florida. I mean, this is just they can't stop anything, dude. They crown Novell genius too early. Yeah, I know another coach just like that too, but we'll reserve that comment for down the road. Georgia broke them. You ever see a boxer that just absolutely gets just knocked out and then they put him back in and then he's never the same fighter? That's what you're seeing. That's exactly what you're seeing. And once again, another example of how you're the only team on right now. You're the only one, and everybody's watching you. Broke the ukulele. It's so tragic. It's funny. It's so tragic. It's funny. Because all we heard as Georgia fans was, oh, the Florida State gave up. That game didn't count. They gave themselves a 13-0 ring and all this other stuff. He's 0-3. He's 0-3 right now, though. He's 0-3. In his last 3 games, he's 0-3. Yeah, should have tried hard to get Cam. Mike Norvell is going to get fired. He's going to get fired. Oh, let's see what we got. Here they come back. I mean, this is... Look at this. 270 rushing yards. 3 players with 70-plus yards in rushing tonight against a top 10 ranked team. How embarrassing. I would turn my whistle in. I wouldn't coach anymore after this. Here we go. Let's see. Are they going to run the clock out? No, they're going to go for it. I don't blame them. They are. Victory formation. That's a shame. I was hoping to see him run it up. Fourth preseason AP top 10 to start 0-2 in the last 10 seasons. Notre Dame, Penn State, and guess who else? Florida State again, 2017. These guys are the definition of overrated. Definition. How in the world do you lose to Boston College, man? I mean, they didn't even make it competitive. Didn't even make it competitive. They scored one touchdown this half, and you're a top 10 ranked team against an unranked Boston College, who last year was 7-6. The year before that, I think the year before that they were like 2-9 or something. Or I mean, just lost all 3 games. Lost last 3 games. Absolutely embarrassing. Hot garbage. Hot garbage. 2 Sunbelt coaches about to get fired. Yep. How is it that last year you were playing against Georgia, complaining that you should be in the 4-team playoff, and now you're the worst team in Florida? Worst team in Florida. Florida's better. UCF certainly better. Miami's better. So that leaves you, FSU. I don't know that you're going to recover from this. I mean, talk about your season's over before the season ever gets going. This is it. 270 yards. Jesus. Hang up your cleats, son. It's over. What do you think about being broke? I don't know what you mean, cool. Absolutely embarrassing. Well, guys, what time is it? I don't know what time it is, but it's getting late. I got stuff to do. Go check out the other video I put out today. This sucks for Colorado. Probably going there. So yeah, I don't think he would take the job at FSU because his son's not playing there. Georgia broke FSU completely, utterly destroyed them. They're gonna need therapy. They're gonna need therapy. I mean, you Boston College, you want to talk about hanging your hat on a win? I mean, wouldn't you say that now, even if you don't want to, you have to rank Boston College? They beat a top 10 team at home. I mean, if you're a top 10 team and you get beat in your own house and the other team's unranked, they should at least be 25. I mean, I get that you were overrated, but they should at least be ranked. Haven't seen any of this. It was the trip back. It was the trip back from Dublin that did it to him, man. Is this part 2? It's Trail of Tears. Well, that would be part 2. This would be Trail of Tears part 3, or maybe the extended version or the scenic route. I'm not sure what you would call it. Hit a thumbs up, guys. I mean, it's and they still have a lot of the same talent. It's not like they lost a boatload of talent. I don't understand, because they played a lot last year with their backup quarterbacks, this, that, and the other. We heard for weeks on end about how FSU was the should be in the college football playoff, even though they play with their backup quarterback. That doesn't matter. And then they go out there and lay pretty much an egg against Georgia. And then all we heard from Florida State fans was, "Oh, that the team gave up. It didn't matter." Are they still giving up? Is that what has happened? I mean, that was January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. That's 9 months. Did they give up for 9 months? So happy right now. You guys have free shoes. You go to the Flames again. That is exactly right, Mr. Gee. It is attitude. Imagine having half of Bama's roster out of the transfer portal and starting 0-2. The lineman that committed the penalty. The lineman that committed the penalty was from Alabama. He's an Alabama transfer. I mean, they're still running up and down the field on. See if I can get it to focus. No, I ain't gonna do it. Too far away. What an embarrassment. Nebraska's going to beat the brakes off of Deion. That's probably going to happen too. Is Marvin Jones regretting leaving Georgia? I wonder. I bet he is. I bet right now he's going, I should have stayed at Georgia. Well, see, that's something else that doesn't make any sense. You see Georgia beat the life and will and soul to live out of FSU, and then you transfer. Carson Beck, Heisman, one of the top Heisman candidates for this season. You're going to leave that quarterback. This quarterback right here couldn't hit the ball side of a barn tonight. I haven't even looked up the numbers, but I don't know what his completion percentage is, but it couldn't have been great. So can somebody look that up for me and post it down in the chat? Because that was absolutely abysmal. I watched this game, and I don't know if it was just me, but I kept thinking, I'm like, at any moment, they're going to turn it on. At any moment, they're going to stop shooting themselves in the foot because they have some talent. They really do. They have a hell of a lot more talent than Boston College does, but they're still sitting there. I mean, just kind of meandering around. They didn't look like they had anything in their shoes but lead. TCU thought that too when Colorado beat them with less talent outside of, yeah. I appreciate what Georgia did for Georgia. Take it easy. So, we do what we can, brother. Hey, about 70 of you guys in here. Hit the thumbs up for me. I appreciate you guys. This right here is the prime example as to why. Yeah, that was a big oof, Keith. You're right. This right here is a prime example as to why preseason rankings don't really matter that much. They can have an impact later in the season. Where you started at in the season can matter, but you kind of have to take everybody's preseason ranking with a grain of salt. I didn't even do one this year because I just wanted to see what would happen. I had FSU at about 15. That's my personal poll. I had them at about 15. And then they came out that first game of the season, and I went, 20, 25-ish. And then I watched this, and it's just like, dude, this team doesn't want to be here. They don't want to play. Really wish they stopped. You have to rank them somewhere because it does matter. It does matter later in the season. Terrible team. Absolutely a terrible team. And it's more attitude than it is talent. There is 10 times the amount of talent on that Florida State team as there is at Boston College. But Boston College, for whatever reason, decided, hey, we're going to play today. And I don't know. It's like FSU just expected Boston College to give up. And Boston College just kept running the ball right down their throat. And there was zero anything that Florida State could do about it. And then at some point, Florida State goes, oh, snap, we're in trouble. They try to do a little bit in the second quarter. Can't really get much going. Try to do a little bit in the third quarter. And then fourth quarter rolls around and nothing. Absolutely nothing. They're pouting. I don't know about what. What's up, Darth? The game was a comedy show. You know what? This game, I mean, watching this game, you had to go, surely they will want to bounce back from last week. Surely they want to bounce back. And then they get out there. I don't know. It felt like they were showing up to somebody's birthday party as an obligation rather than as they wanted to be there. I don't know if you've ever done that. It's like, yeah, I got to go to this birthday party. I really don't want to. I'm going to make an appearance, and then I'm going to grab a handful of popcorn shrimp, and I'm going to blow out of this place. Right? That's not what happened. It showed up first quarter. It was like kind of a little bit of a rock fight. And then Boston College started putting something on them. And then halftime, Boston College come back out, kept putting it on them. Florida State had no answers. And by the time you started to see any kind of motivation or life come out of Florida State, it was just too late. They showed more fight against Tech tonight, yeah. They just quit. I mean, it would not surprise me. It would not surprise me if this team doesn't make a bowl playing like this. I mean, if you look at their schedule, this has to be one of the weakest opponents they play. A 50-50 team, a team that averages 6-6. On good years, they average 6-6. Some years they're 2-9. Some seasons they're 3 and 3-9. I mean, it's just terrible, absolutely terrible. Man, all that crying they did in the offseason to come and get thumped for the second week in a row. They're gonna get thumped next week too, probably the week after that. They showed more fight. Oh, I regret that. FSU gonna sue Boston College next. What's up, 225 girl? This is why nobody feels sorry for them. It's practically rooting for them to lose and laughing at them. You said it, not me. Coach Norvell is not a good coach. Part of being a coach is being able to get your team to rally. Is to go in there and shake them up at halftime and be like, hey, you guys got. I know a lot of you guys got NFL dreams and aspirations, and you guys are just peeing it away right here. You got to get out there and get after it. We didn't see any of that. The lackluster performance. There was a few times I thought the defense looked like it had some excitement to it, but for the most part, they were just mailing it in. Yeah, I've never been a big fan of Mike Norvell. I feel like they had some time. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Dabo Swinney. That's what it reminds me of. A couple of seasons of some really top quality performance, and then the rest is just trash. Mike Norvell is not a good coach. Yep. I mean, just be okay. Coach Ogeron from LSU had a really good season with Joe Burrow, right? Wins the national title, gets fired like the next year. And that's because everybody understood almost immediately. Coach O is not a good coach. He was just a guy who was there when the game got won, and it's because the talent did the work. So I mean, it's absolutely possible to win a lot of games because you have talented players because they can outperform. But that isn't always the case. Sometimes you actually have to be a coach. So yeah. Oh, LSU hires Brian Kelly. Yeah, then LSU hires Brian Kelly. See Brian Kelly beating on a table. What are you doing, man? It was absolutely embarrassing. They're going to be hearing from Mike Norvell here in just a minute. That's going to be tough to see. Look at this. How you guys out here making Boston College look like a playoff team? Boston College now looks like a playoff team. Thanks, Florida State. Thanks for that. Brian Kelly is so ready. He's just a hater. Hit the thumbs up, guys. A lot of you guys in here appreciate that. It helps the YouTube algorithm. And also, to subscribe. Yeah. You're going to see. Here's what you're going to see. You're going to see that Scooby-Doo meme where Fred is pulling a mask off of them. And it's going to say, FSU is going to say Mike Norvell is going to pull it off. It's going to be Brian Kelly or Coach Ogeron. It's going to be bad. Oh, Lord. We'll see how he handles it, guys. But I'm going to go ahead and jump off here. I got some things to do before I hit the sack, but I appreciate all you guys being here. Makes me enjoy my evening when I see all you guys jump on here. So we'll talk to you guys real soon. Have a great day. God bless. Go Dogs.